right, y'all know how this shit go. What's popping? And welcome to the early morning hustle show. Welcome to the motherfucking neighborhood. All right, we're gonna jump right in. I'm a day late and a dollar short, bitch. But like I said, mind your business. All right, so y'all know how we like to start with a icebreaker. So our icebreaker today is going to be a bit more informative, and I should have made a little banner for this for the people on YouTube, but whatever. So today we're gonna talk about something, a word that every hustler needs to know, and that's sweat equity. And I know, like, and so sweat equity is such a vague or intangible or immeasurable. Well, I don't want to say it's immeasurable, but kind of immeasurable thing. I forgot to change the name of this. That's what I wanted to do. But anyways, so I looked up a definition so that I could properly get this spelled out for you. So sweat equity. What is sweat equity? Sweat equity refers to a person or a company's contribution to towards a business venture or other project. I'm going to read that again. So word of the week, hustle word of the week, thought of the week, thing of the week to keep at the forefront of your brain. Sweat equity. Sweat equity refers to a person or a company's contribution towards a business venture or project. Sweat equity is generally not monetary, and in most cases comes in the form of physical labor, mental effort, and time. So the person who comes up with the idea, the person, there's two people going to a partnership, right? One got money, one comes up with the idea. Sweat equity is the person with sweat equity. They may not have that monetary equity, but they have sweat equity. I came up with the idea. Two business partners go into business with each other. One buys a one builds a house, and one pays for the house to be built, and but they go into business together as equal partners. The sweat equity is the person who built the house, even though they didn't put any money in. They put the sweat equity of actually building the house together. So sweat equity. Those are words that every successful hustler should have in their vocabulary. Get it? Got it? Good. All right. So we're gonna slippity slide. We're gonna slippity slide right on over to politically incorrect. I got a lot, y'all, because I'm late. So I caught up from the other day, from yesterday too. So we're gonna try to be. Let me taste this tea and see what this tea is for. Bitch, you know we're at the sips tea portion of the early morning hustle show. This is where we sip tea and we talk about when we talk about the petty shit going on in the news today. Y'all know when I get the leaning up, it's about to be good. All right. Let me get my pen. Y'all know I gotta mark shit off. All right. Oh, so shout out to my mom really quickly. She sent me down this conspiracy theory rabbit hole, and it is actually, it makes more sense than I care to say that it does. And as I talk about news with you guys, it definitely makes me look at the news in a different way. Essentially, just a little quick deep dive. We're not finished talking about this. I gotta finish watching the documentary, but I had got caught up. But ideally, because I learn differently, so you have to know how you learn. So the picture was painted for me and it makes sense to me, but it might not make sense to everybody else. I'm doing good on time. All right. So it's the idea, and it's not an idea, these are all facts that I'm saying, but for my understanding and to all my business people, because if you got a business mind, this makes sense to you. This is the early morning hustle show, so let's talk business. So it's the idea that the United States operates as a corporation. Does that make sense? If you know anything about corporations, I failed corporate law, business associations twice. Probably should have failed 3 times in law school. Had I failed it one more time, I wouldn't have been able to graduate. God, bitch, the alarm went off and God stepped right on in, bitch. Anyways, so the president of the United States is the president of a corporation. So if I have a president of my company, like I did, so I had a large tech company as the president, very good friends with the president of the tech company. That's all the president of the United States is. This is a person that's in the company that we think is the best representation of the company. And so they talked about the people, citizens being employees. Like as a citizen, you have to, like, as a United States citizen, it's basically saying, yes, you are licensed to work here. You can be here and we can make money off of you, because that's what you do as a citizen. You file taxes and things like that. You have a social security number, you're valid, we can make money from you. You are an employee of the United States. And so then on and then forth, and they talked about, they compared money to the maritime law and how money is considered maritime law. Oh man, it was crazy. It was the craziest thing that I had heard or listened to, but it was interesting. So that's something that we'll talk about later on in another day, in another time, in another life. But I had to shut off my mind for that, because she's been telling me to watch it, but I just ain't watch it because I knew it was gonna be something thick like that, and I wanted to really sit down and understand what we was talking about. All right. So, okay, Maui fire. So they said 100 days after the Maui fires. The Maui fires. What time is it? People are still missing, so we still praying for Maui. We know that. Damn, like, fuck, people still missing. That's what we know. I don't know, like, it's easy to hear. We read about these things like they're stories in a book. We disassociate with them, and so it's hard to make them real. But like I said, so prayers out to them. Stupidity Trump. Y'all know Trump back at it again. I put Trump back at it again. First 90 days in office. I didn't talk about this with you guys. I talked about this on my reel, but I didn't talk about on my stories, but I didn't talk about this with you guys. Trump said that his first cause of action or call of action will be to get on immigration. Oh, I'm about to go down a rabbit hole, y'all. Oh my God. Let me look. I'm gonna calm my nerves before I go down this fucking rabbit hole, because Trump definitely gonna get his own fucking section in politically incorrect, y'all. All right, so Trump said his first call of action when he gets into office will be to basically round up illegal immigrants. And so he's going on his campaign trail and he is standing on that. I think the governor of Texas, what's this man's name? Did I write it down? Greg Abbott. He an ignorant coon. He is expected to sign a bill, and in Texas, this is the first bill that will make it to be a crime to illegally enter the state. So if you're an illegal immigrant and you enter the state, you are a criminal now. I know they fucking lying. But I say I know they fucking lie. I know they fucking lie. Yeah, that's the stupidest shit I ever heard in my whole fucking life. So I just wanted to tell y'all that. Like, so we got shit like that going on. So Trump and his constituents and allies are rounding up. And so I'm gonna say this. All right. Unbiased. Y'all gonna hate me for this, but it's unbiased because we want to be biased. If you agree with me, you're biased because you agree with my bias. So let's talk about that. But again, going back to this idea that America is a corporation. All right, come with me down this conspiracy rabbit hole. Oh my God, I'm so excited. This is because this ties perfectly. So each year, the neighborhood has a different my short sound has a different like theme. And so this year was a ode to the Joker with Lighten Up. And so this year, 2024, will be an ode to Alice in Wonderland, because if you know me, you know I love Alice in Wonderland. So I'm trying to fine tune, the phrase I'll use. But anyways, going down this rabbit hole, so it's probably gonna be going down the rabbit hole. To be honest, let me write that down. Go down all the rabbit holes you want to. So, looking at America as a corporation, um, it's a business, and imagine your business with no rules. And I understand it doesn't make me any less empathetic for these people. However, we have rules and regulations in place for a reason. Because if we don't have these rules and regulations in place, then what? Then we'll cause anarchy in an already chaotic situation sometimes. I'm not saying that's true. I'm not saying that I believe or I feel that way, but I am saying that that is a perspective. That is an unbiased perspective. That is a view from somebody else's side. So again, corporation, America, United States, rabbit hole, rabbit hole, rabbit hole, rabbit. All right. So what else on Trump? How much time we got? All right, we got 11 minutes. So we talked about that. Yeah, Trump is that nigga wild. So Trump, it's crazy healthcare stuff. Oh, I'm gonna go on my. Don't make me get on my healthcare soapbox. But a gag order was issued against Trump because he was taking shots at the court and some of the people in the court, and I think attorneys. And so understanding this so I can explain it to you. So Trump talking shit to people in court. Somebody was like, hey, Trump, chill out. So they issued a gag order to make him stop picking on people. Trump responded and said this was a violation for them. In order, if they stop him from being him, saying the things he's saying, that's a violation of his First Amendment rights. So the gag order is on pause. Bitch, tell me that's not tea. Tell me that's not tea. So it's interesting because, random factoid about me, my favorite class in law school was civil law, it's constitutional law, because constitutional law is interesting. I personally believe that the Constitution should be rewritten. I think I saw a girl on TikTok, she was saying that too, or she was just like, I think some of these should be updated. I think the whole thing should be written. I think the whole thing should be thrown out, because how can we have a constitution? First off, the Constitution does not apply to me. I was at the time that we're talking about hermeneutics, and we're talking about the way that, like the understanding for who the Constitution applies to. I was not considered a person at the time. Because of the color of my skin, I was not considered a person at the time that the Constitution was written. So it does not apply to me. Therefore, none of it was written with me in mind. None of it is made to benefit me. Shout out to Montreal Marshall. He used to say, how can a law that's not meant for me, that wasn't made for me, protect me? It's not made for you. You was a fucking chair. Sorry, black people. Sorry, with people with color in their skin. Sip that. What EK say? Clock that tea. Clock that shit. I got tea. Look, I got tea all on my shit. That's how juicy that tea was. Can you keep up? Any fucking ways. And then people, and it be the niggas that fucking got issues with the way I'm talking, the way that I speak, that couldn't even keep up with that fucking train of thought. Fucking clock that T. You came, boy, bitch. Anyways, next. All right, so Constitution, Trump. I think Trump has a valid point. Like, he ain't stupid. I tell everybody all the time, he ain't stupid. All right, what else? Anything else? Any more Trump? Who was this? Somebody Oh yeah. So in Trump's campaign, he visited the fucking Mexican border because he's a fucking idiot. But somebody, I forget who it was or was it, whether it was a representative, but somebody made a statement that Biden at the age of 80 is too old to be a president. I think it was fucking Florida DeSantos, whatever this dumb nigga name is. Um, but Trump's 77. And so really quickly, let's go on that tangent. So the tangent of what I think, like, honestly, as I grow up and I see and I'm learning corporations, you understand? So I studied corporations, went to school, but I love, like, so I'm a see and then do person. That's how I learned. So I saw it, but I actually got to do it and physically just see how all the pieces of it works. And so I think that the older you are, the wiser you are, and I think you can run a corporation if you're older. I do think that, like, I think the age to run for president might be like 40, maybe 30 something, but I don't think that you should be able to run for president until you're at least 50. I don't think you lived enough. And the irony is most people who are president or who do get that presidential spot, because the elections and the way that it was made was not, didn't account for several populations of people. Like, the people who do get the presidency, even if they are that age or a proper age, they still haven't lived the life of most of their constituencies, majority of their constituency. Like, it's 1%. If 1%, if they in the 1% and they're rich, that means everybody else is poor. So you can't have lived. You don't know how it is to live like majority of your constituency. Yet you're the president. Make it make sense. Somebody, 50 cents. All right. So that's, oh, and I wanted to say that, so my astrology popped out because Biden was Scorpio. Biden used to be a freak back in the day. That's probably why he ain't got no sense now. Probably took too much fucking acid back in the day. Fuck this fry, this fucking noggin. All right. Okay, quick small tangent, because why even give her any airtime? But Kamala Harris, like, who is she? Like, is she a vice president? Who's seen her? They have, like, that bitch more hidden than Where's Waldo, because have you seen Kamala? What has she done? And I think, and I don't know if this is first ladies or vice presidents, but I believe the vice presidents generally have like some type of campaign that they do as well, something that they stand for. What's her campaign? What she do? What is she there for? Her job is to interview with Kiki Palmer. Cause that's all I ever see this bitch do is interviews, and she ain't never be talking about Nan. She'll be talking about Nathaniel. Never. And everybody be like, I thought you would be excited to have her, a woman. Nah, I want a fucking woman that got some brains. That's what I want. Like, I want, if a black woman is gonna be a representation of me, but she renounce whatever the word is, her fucking blackness. She not no fucking nigga. She Uncle Ruckus, and she acting like one. She just, she lived up to be the disappointment that I thought that she would be. That's okay, but she cool. She playing her part. She ain't causing no trouble, and I guess that's cool too. Like, she ain't making us look bad, because now that's really the tricky part, because she not a nigga, but if she do something wrong, they gonna call her a nigga. The first thing they're gonna be is like, that nigga, that black woman. Black women are so irate, so she's not damaged. She has the power to really destroy black women. Honestly, it's sad. Y'all be careful who y'all give power to. Power is influence. All right. Oh, okay. All right. We gotta go to the Middle East real quick. Uh so essentially, because I'm caught up to today, they're trying to work out a truce. Um Israel is not very happy that it seems that Hamas is using places that people are being sheltered at to hold their hostages. They think that's fucked up, and so I can see you have Israel upset about that. However, they're trying to come to a real truce to make something happen. I don't know much about it. I just know that that's where we at with Israel and Hamas. People still dying. I think I saw what, like 1,025 Israelis died, and 11,255 uh, people in Gaza have been killed. And those are rough numbers. All right, real quickly. So while we on that, it says safe schools. Listen, what's on the rise, and it shouldn't be. Out of all the things that should be rising, bitch, like pizzas, bitch, cakes, pies, holiday rolls. You know what should not be rising? Fucking anti-Semitic and Islam phobic views, tensions. Bitch, what's wrong with y'all? What is wrong with you? Y'all don't know how to be kind to people. Y'all grandmother died before she could teach. She could teach y'all any fucking manners, bitch. Like, what on God's green earth makes you think that you can be mean to anybody for any reason? What makes you think that you are better than anybody for any reason? The mere fact that you think you can hate on somebody makes you disgusting as a human. You're vile. You're worse than a thing you hate. That's crazy because the reality is that you hate yourself. And you want to beat yourself up, but you too pussy to do that, so you just fuck with other people. Oh, what a coward. We hate fucking cowards. So that's my thoughts on that. George Santos, New York, won't be running for re-election for a seat because it seems as if he used company funds for personal use. What's new? And it's crazy because how can y'all, like, what? I could not ever personal use. Well, I could see how that could get mixed up, but I couldn't because receipts, you gotta keep receipts. I still got my receipts from at least 2 years, bitch. I got a statute of limitations. I keep all receipts for at least 5 years and then I throw them out. I don't give a fuck. So Apple and Android join forces. So now you'll be able to see that if, like, somebody, if you're an Android and you're texting a person with Apple, you'll be able to see if their message is read and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. But they was just like, you don't get the bubble change because that's like our marketing thing. Like, that's how you really in the club if you get a fucking blue bubble, bitch. All right. Crisis averted. Biden signed a bill to help keep the government from shutting down until fucking January. All they doing is putting a band-aid on a stab wound. But they gotta understand, like, if you keep doing that bitch gonna bleed out at some point. You can sit and hope and pray it get better, but it's not. Oh, I got an interesting factoid. Numbers are like, all right, I gotta hurry up. I missed y'all. I haven't been here, bitch. I told y'all I had a lot. I thought we had a lot to talk about today. Oh man, I'm gonna talk about this and then go to numbers no line. Then I'm gonna talk about assets and liabilities. All right, so listen, it's some tea with Microsoft, and I don't know if this is so interesting to me because I'm such a tech nerd and I just understand how this shit works. And so Microsoft, so Open AI, so that's the company that's responsible for the GTP chat, the AI, that the thing that got AI booming right now. You know what I'm saying? So that's the company that owns GTP Chat GTP. All right. Chat GTP can do the craziest things. They think that it's gonna replace humans one day. The owner, so I guess I don't know if they just got bought out or something like that, but the recent, I don't know what it is. What's the two very important people who was sitting on their board that was trying to talk reasonably and rationally got fired in what seems to be a corporate coup, bitch, and they real, bitch. Let me tell you. So the employees are so outraged, and so all right. So these two people that got fired, they so high in the streets. Microsoft hired them immediately. They got fired on Friday and was working on Monday, bitch. Immediately. But the company, but the board or the people at Open AI Chat was like Open AI, not AI Chat, but Open AI was like, look, yeah, y'all gotta get these people back. And so they signed this like 300 or 500 people petition that was just like, if y'all don't get such and such back, then we gonna walk. Bitch, I wish I had some friends that stand up for me like that, bitch. What? But the question is the real tea is, do them people even want to come back? Because at this point in time in life, if we gone, I don't never want to fucking come back. I don't care what's wrong or right, especially these same niggas that's running this shit here. What we back for? All right, and this leads us into a good assets and liabilities. But before we go to numbers don't lie, real fucking quick. Who y'all got a minute? Numbers don't lie. All right. Ready, set. 55 million people. That's how many people are expected to travel over the Thanksgiving holidays. 40%. 40% is the percent of Ukrainian electricity grid that has been destroyed by the Russian missiles over the last 2 years. 750 million. That's how many $50 bills was printed last year, bitch, because people started hoarding money, and so they wanted to create more bills. But there's a superstition has it that the president, was it Jimmy Carter that's on the bill? Oh, maybe not, because I was just reading something about his wife. But whoever it is on the bill went bankrupt, so they say having that bill is in possession is bad. Look, my grandma used to give us $50 bills and she went crazy, but that's another story for another day. All right, 55%. How much of the how much the Argentinian president won by? So he won the vote by 55%. He had 55%. The other person had 45. All right, 1.6. That's the Maryland's unemployment rate. 3,000. 3,000. How many people had to evacuate due to volcano eruptions? Also, they had where were these volcano eruptions? Fuck. I can't think of where the volcano eruptions was. It says also they had 1,000 earthquakes over the weekend. That shit sounds crazy. All right. So today we're gonna talk about assets and liabilities. So listen, I'm trying to. Sometimes we have like I say, fuck niggas teach me different things, and sometimes broke clock. I call my fuck niggas broke clocks. Broke clock, we might call this broke clock lessons. This is a lesson learned, but he taught me that he taught me about liabilities and assets. And so let me give y'all, this is a little story time. So once upon a time, I dated this guy. I didn't know him. I met him at work. But something seemed off. And I promise this has to do with the hustle. I actually, like I said, I met him at work, bitch. So I used to always fuck with him and stop fuck with him, fuck with him and then stop fucking with him, because like it just didn't seem right. Like and so one day he had this conversation with me. He sat me down and he said, "Look, you either an asset or a liability." He was like, what I'm trying to do in my life, you're being a liability to me, because I didn't know, unbeknownst to me, I was affecting his emotions every time I left. And so therefore I was a liability, but I couldn't see how. And so that was a really big lesson that he taught me, because one, I'm conscious. So I learned that lesson, one, in hindsight, bitch, but I learned that, what affects me. And so what affects me makes something an asset or a liability. What and how it affects me makes it an asset or a liability. Does it make my life better? Does it improve? Does it add to my life? Does it make me smile? Does it make me grow? Does it challenge me? Because in that making me grow, I didn't say it always agreed, but it aided. Every time this thing was around, my life got better. Or did it take away? Did it make me feel less than? Did it take away from my life? Did it make me have less than? Did I have less than I started with when I first met you? So you have to determine what are assets and liabilities in your life, especially in the hustle, because the hustle sometimes is all encompassing, and you don't want to be hustling backwards. The same person taught me that phrase. You don't want to be pouring water into the concrete. You want to be pouring it in some fertile soil. Hello, somebody. That's it. Okay. Happy Manifest Monday. Happy Manifest Monday. It's not Manifest Monday. Happy Testimony Tuesday. Happy fucking Thanksgiving, guys. Enjoy your friends, enjoy your family. But y'all already know if you're a hustler, you work in any fucking ways. You know you up. Yeah. Anyways, bye.